going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today I'm doing a test on VerusCoin to decide what is the best miner to use. So let's get the rundown on all the base stats before we get into the video results and so on. So VerusCoin here, there's two popular miners, SRBMiner as well as Hellminer. So Hellminer was the most recent miner to use. SRBMiner ever since the fork and everything happened didn't get updated for quite some time. Now it's updated. It shows a little higher hash rate, but we don't know which miner actually performs. As in the past, even with things like Duro, some miners with twice the hash rate actually performed about 50% less in blocks that are found and so on. So anyway, regardless, we're not going to see something crazy like that, I don't think, in this video, but we are going to put SRBMiner versus Hellminer head to head, 10 3900Xs on each miner at the same pool. Now I'm not using luck pool. If you look here, 62% of the network hash rate is on luck pool. I encourage people move to other pools. Now Zerk pool could be an option, but most people that use Zerk pool are probably dumping it for Bitcoin or something. So this is 100% sell pressure pool. I don't recommend it really either. So I am going to go here with Cloud IKO. Also, I do recommend Cedric here. This is a great pool. I've also used it in the past few times. So try other pools out here, not the top pool. So again, I'm going with cloudiko.io for this test here. So here you can see I do have 10 rigs on each. We got 10 rigs on SRBMiner, 10 rigs on Hellminer, two separate addresses. So they're going head to head 100% of the time online for the exact same amount of time. One thing I do want to point out though is on the pool I'm using, as well as with this Hellminer one, this address right here, CJM5RSGA, it does have on the pool, it already had kind of a balance here of 0.01469134, which I wrote down before I even started any of these tests. So we are going to have to subtract that from the value of Hellminer once we get forward. I have been mining for about 5 or 6 hours so far, and this is currently what Hellminer is looking like total at the pool. Now I am going to, again, like I said, I have to subtract that total I just pointed out from this here. And then, you know, after a day goes by, we're going to look at the total between SRBMiner, total versus Hellminer, and see what it looks like. Then I'll run it for another day and see if we have anything. If it looks like one is a clear winner again, then we probably have a winner. And if it looks pretty close or the other one jumped ahead, you know, I'll run it for another couple days. But regardless, this is the baseline that we're doing for this test. All right, so here we're coming up to day one of our SRBMiner versus Hellminer test. So we got 10 3900Xs on each, so 20 rigs are being utilized for this test, 10 on each, SRB 2.3, which is the latest, as well as the latest Hellminer, which is 0.51. We'll go through the average hash rates that each one is showing us. As for my notes, SRBMiner did start with a balance of 0, and Hellminer did start with a balance of 0.0146934. So we are going to have to subtract this number from the total that we have on Hellminer here for day one, because this is from when I used my node wallet a couple weeks back. So again, everything started from flat deadline, exact same spot, and subtract the balance. I was just kind of sitting in the wallet. So I'm going to refresh both right now. So this is currently Hellminer. So what we got to do here is obviously add our paid, add our balance that we have so far, as well as our immature, because this is still waiting to be fully verified and unlocked to go into our balance section before it actually gets paid. So all this will have to be added up, as well as SRBMiner here. It looks like we have 4.8 to 0.5. So right off the get-go, before I do any additions, we see we're at about 5 something on SRBMiner, and Hellminer we're sitting probably around 4.9, maybe 5 something too. It'll be very close. So I'm going to add up these numbers now, and we'll kind of get an idea of what things are looking like. Okay, so let's look at some numbers. Day one, SRBMiner did make 5.38766,835 VerusCoin. Hellminer did make 4.9088. This number doesn't matter, because once we do subtract this here, that was already sitting in the wallet balance itself on the pool, we have 4.89. So we can clearly see that SRBMiner is winning so far, even before we had to subtract any type of balances out of Hellminer. Now for average hash rates that being reported here, Hellminer is reporting about 269 mega hash, where SRBMiner is rating it at about 299 mega hash. So we can see more hash rate here as well, which is what it looked like when I did a lot of my testing. That's why I went with SRBMiner in my hash rate testing for VerusCoin on various rigs. Now, a lot of people say SRBMiner gets way too many rejected shares. Now, it is getting quite a bit, but we can still see it's clearly winning and earning you more VerusCoin here. But if we look here, you can see our SRBMiner rigs. If I go to rig 1, we have 6,080 accepted shares, 122 rejected shares. Rig 2, SRBMiner as well, 142 rejected, 6,047 accepted. Now, if we go into any of our Hellminer rigs here, it's a lot lower on the rejected side. Only 20 rejected shares, 6,100. So we're finding more accepted shares here and less rejected, but we're still, doesn't really matter at this point, because if SRBMiner can actually tweak this, it sounds like people have been letting them know, but they just aren't doing it. But end of the day, SRBMiner looks to be earning us a lot more in terms of VerusCoin versus Hellminer anyway, at least on the pool I'm currently at. I do think Hellminer is actually, again, optimized for luck pool or something. Maybe I'll try that after 2 days here. I'll try a day 3 or something on luck pool and see what it looks like, but there's way too much hash rate on luck pool. If you are a miner and you care about decentralization, just use a different pool. Don't throw all the hash rate on a single pool. So I'm going to let this go for another 24 hours. We'll see what things look like on day 2. I don't think we need to go for 7 days, a month and stuff like that when we're just going miner versus miner. We're using the same pool and everything. We're just seeing what each miner gives us. So, you know, we should almost probably be done right now and declare SRBMiner the winner. But again, I'm going to go 2 days, and if we're seeing pretty much the same type of numbers here, it's going to be pretty obvious SRBMiner is definitely the better miner. All right, so here we are, day 2 of Hellminer versus SRBMiner. Here we are on Hellminer right now, our CJM5 address. Our total that we have nothing in the balance or immature currently, so everything has been paid so far. That is 11.23846,722 on Hellminer. And SRBMiner actually got, again, nothing immature, nothing in balance. We got a total paid of 12.35157,845. So it's updating now. So it looks like we got like over 1 full coin with 10 rigs on each. So I'm going to run the numbers, subtract what we got, and see how much we actually made in the past 24 hours versus the 2 miners. All right, so now I have the results all put out in my spreadsheet here, and we have a clear winner. I don't think we need to go any more days here to see what's the better miner. SRBMiner is clearly winning this competition. So day 2 here, we got a total of 12.35. That was an additional 6.9639101 over yesterday. So we actually got more, which is interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. And Hellminer, 11.23846722 was the total, for a total of over yesterday 6.3295. Now Hellminer is still saying an average of 269 mega hash. SRBMiner went up 1 mega hash at 300 on the 24-hour average. And for a total here, we did get 0.63431767 more VerusCoin out of SRBMiner than Hellminer. Remember, we got 10 3900X rigs on both miners to the exact same pool. Over 2 days, SRBMiner did bring an additional 1.1278027 coins. Over 1 coin in 2 days. You can see how it'll keep adding up over time. So obviously use SRBMiner if you plan on mining VerusCoin. The other thing, looking at the rejected, again, SRBMiner does get quite a few rejected. Little over 12,000 accepted here and 262 rejected. We'll just jump into another random SRB. Let's try rig 7 here. 249 rejected, 12,076. You know, it's looking pretty close to the same. Now we're going to pick some random Hellminer rig here. You can see only 38 rejected shares. So it's not always about what looks pretty within your dashboard. Even though it's showing a lot less rejected shares, we're getting a lot more with SRBMiner, but SRBMiner is clearly giving us a lot more VerusCoin as well. Now, another thing I do want to point out is based on day one spreadsheet, you can see that SRBMiner did get 5.38 coins. Based on my spreadsheet here, we should have got about 5.2. So we got more coins than predicted. So that's a bonus. Now, day two, when I did start this, we started off, the network had a massive unknown, I was going to say attack. It wasn't an attack, but unknown hash rate was just flying onto the network and it was climbing. Almost hit about 700 gigahash, but it was about 600. Based on 600, we would have only got 3.87. Clearly, you can see that we did get more than that. We got 6.96, almost double. So the network hash rate is actually down now to 364 gigahash. So if I put that number into here now, 364 gigahash, which is what we're at now, 364, we can see we should have got about 6.39 coins, which is we still got more than what we should have got. So that's another big bonus here. So we're getting more than what my calculator is telling us before any type of power and our yields and pool fees and so on. So things are looking good on that end. But end of the day, results, Hellminer versus SRBMiner. The clear winner is SRBMiner. Now, I don't know. I think Hellminer might be tweaked for luck pool. I'm not sure. But again, remember, there's way too much hash rate on luck pool. Come on, guys. Decentralization. If you want this coin to be better and better and better, it comes down to decentralization as well. So spread that hash rate around. As you can see, I am on cloudiko.io and I am doing just fine. Also, sometime later today, the Rabid pool for VerusCoin should begin testing. So, you know, if you're mining VerusCoin, maybe keep that in the back of your mind, as well as Rabid pools may be listed here sometime later today. We'll see what happens with the front end and the website and stuff. It's still being developed, but it might happen sometime today, or at the time of viewing this video, it may have already happened. Thanks for checking out this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.